Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? All right, it's wet, yes, it is coming down, isn't it? All right, well today is June 3rd, it's Tuesday. Welcome to Coffee Chats. Good to see all of your faces. Thank you for your time, as usual. I'm gonna let you know a couple things off the bat here. So I've taken down the pictures of the babies on the wall, and then I will hand those back after Coffee Chats. If you're here, come collect your pictures so we can start the next Guess Who Baby game. I believe I have 4 photos, so I'm gonna need some more. If you'd be so kind, if you have any baby pictures, I'd love to put them up. I wasn't here yesterday, I apologize, but so I don't know if there's more in my file, but I'll check in with the concierge. So come get your photo, and thank you for participating. We're looking for a few more photos for the Guess Who Baby picture game. We will start the next one this week. All right, Mary Frolicker, do you have a moment to want to come up and share what you're up to? Some good stuff?
At least there's one in the fan club.
Yeah. There's more in the fan club. Come on. Woo! Yes. Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Morning.
Mary, hold it straight out.
Straight out.
There you go.
That works. Okay. Does anyone remember July 16th, 1969?
Yes.
What happened, Norma? The first 3 astronauts from the U.S. landed on the moon. And remember what Neil Armstrong said? One small step for mankind, one giant leap. One small step for man or woman. Anyway.
Close enough.
It's pretty close. There's a new project afoot, which we hope will enhance our already present recycling that's done in the 2 garages. And this will be in the form of collecting, as the first step on this moon, collecting plastic grocery bags. Any store, any color, as long as they have handles and a seam at the bottom. Yesterday I emptied this, and guess what? Today it's full. So it seems to be working. I'll be busy going from east to the corner there. It's right outside Jillian's office. Now there's a couple, do I have a couple more minutes?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay.
Yes.
So what happens is that we're not just going to collect the bags, but we're going to recycle them on site. In the East Art Room, thanks to Lori Lovick, and thanks to Don Eckenrode, who's going to build a loom with which we will use our hands to weave sleeping mats for the homeless in the Twin Cities. It turns out there's, at the last study, I think was in 2023, there were 10,000 homeless people in the whole state here. 7,000 of whom were in the metropolitan area. Now it's probably higher this year and may still grow. We hope not, but anyway, often they're sleeping on wet concrete, wet grass, whatever, and plastic mats help form a barrier between the wet or the hard and their bodies. So here's what happens. We will be doing this. First we flatten out the bag, and then we cut off the ends, and it turns out to be like this. Okay? This is cut into about 3 pieces.
You want me to maybe see if I can hold
Yeah,
this and
that'd be
then get
great.
your hands free.
That's great. So 3 pieces end up being like this. 2 are looped together like this. And this forms the plarn, plastic yarn. That's what they call it. And then you'll have to think 3 by 6 feet is how big the loom is going to be and how big it'll be. But it'll look something like that. Just a little, well, this is a little sample. But
So
that's the
threaded
goal.
together then? That ends up getting threaded together, many of them, and becomes a mattress? Is that it?
I was telling Norma yesterday that I learned that it takes about believe it or not, 600 bags, full bags, to make one 3 by 6 mat. That's quite a few, but we're well on our way. Does anyone have any questions? I understand from Norma that Don Eckenrode bought the parts. He's going to make it out of walnut, I think, or oak. Making it out of oak so it doesn't have slivers. Any questions?
When are we starting this?
We start with collecting the bags. Good question. And, you know, when we get a couple hundred bags, we can start cutting and looping. And when Don's done, we can start weaving. And maybe Jillian will allow us to put a specific date on the calendar.
Oh, sure.
This will be another craft project like bandage rolling, which, you know, we can use our hands and maybe do a little good. Thanks, everybody.
That's awesome. All right, let me know. I'll be happy to promote it and get it in the calendar as well. So, awesome. Okay. All right, that makes me happy. John, do you want to come up? So we had a cancellation, and our wonderful John Lessenring he's going to be taking the place as our speaker today at 10 o'clock.
So I'm John Leisenring. Most of you know me. For those of you who don't, I'm John Leisenring. And the easiest way to do this, or the quickest way to do it, is just simply to read the little blurb that I sent to Jillian to promote this lecture that I'm going to do at 10 over in Marion. And it says this: New Orleans jazz funerals and the roots of American music. As the happy music of the brass band fades into the streets of the French Quarter, with the dancing feet of the second line following, we'll examine how the music of New Orleans jazz funerals represents a microcosm of the roots of American music. Through the beginnings of ragtime, the blues, and on to the wonderful music played by Louis Armstrong, the amalgam of European and American music that is our American music will be explored and discussed. And remember, to meditate is to dance. If that doesn't make any sense, come at 10 o'clock and I'll try and unravel it for you. Thank you.
It's so fun that we are amidst all this talent around us, people that are involved, that have knowledge and start projects and discuss topics that they have knowledge about. And it's kind of amazing, isn't it, that we're amongst who we're amongst, I'd say. All of us have different stories to share and talents to share around us. So, all right, I will move on for the week. So we have also, in addition, today at 1 p.m. we have our open art studio. Tomorrow, June 4th, 1 p.m. we have our TED Talks, which is recorded on 991 for you. The 3 topics are want to live long, learn to live better. Why is darker skin an afterthought in medical training? And how Xerox machines saved lives and won me a Nobel Prize. Also, 1 p.m. we have our writing group tomorrow, 1:30, 500. 3 p.m. is our alterations. And of course, we have bingo at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. June 5th, 9 and 11, we have our recorded coffee chats, and 10:30 is our excursion to Wayzata, to Chico's to do some shopping there, and then there's lunch after that, an American Legion lunch. Speaking of excursions, I just wanted to let you know, I had some feedback on going to the Eagle Center in Wabasha. So just so you know, that's almost an hour and 40 minutes drive. And you know, when I'm creating excursions, I put into my mind about leaving time, because if it's too early, then people are hesitant to sign up. So around 9 or 9:30 is kind of when it's an optimal time to leave. Any earlier than that, then people are not as inclined to sign up. And so when I plan the time slot to go walk around, you know, sometimes I hear it's too long, sometimes I hear it's too short, so I'm always willing to get feedback. I really try. But I was thinking an hour and 15 minutes would be enough time, but I understand that there was a request to stay there longer. But keep in mind also that once you get there, if you're there for about an hour and 15 minutes, then it's rolling into lunchtime or after lunchtime, so then you need to eat. So that's kind of why I was thinking leaving to eat. So anyway, but I'm always trying to juggle, and so that in the future I can get it a little better, so that the excursions continue to get better for you. But anyway, so that's kind of the deal, but I do appreciate your feedback on that one. Okay, so I'll move on again for the rest of the week. So Friday, June 6th, we have our 1 p.m. recorded coffee chats. We have bridge and poker at 1 p.m. on Fridays. 4 p.m. we have our happy hour. 5:30 is our resident potluck. And 7 p.m. is our movie. So this is a kind of a fun one. It's a new movie. It's called The Complete Unknown. It's a biography. A meteor arrives young of Bob Dylan. He arrives with his guitar and revolutionary talent, forging relationships with movie icons. His rise culminates in groundbreaking and controversial performance that reverberates the worldwide. So that is our movie for Friday. If you haven't seen that, has anyone seen that in here? I've heard it's great. So that's kind of a newer movie that's happening this Friday in Marion Hall, 7 p.m. Excuse me. Saturday the 7th, we have 8 a.m. men's breakfast. 7 p.m. we have bingo. Next Monday, 1 p.m. we have knit and chat. And 7 p.m. we have point players. And 7 p.m. we have 500. So that's what I have for the week. Is there any questions? No? Okay. All right. I will hand it over to Jeff.
Thank you, Jillian. Yep. Bert and Mickey Danowski. Is Mickey here today? All right. I want to start by wishing them a happy anniversary. I forgot them last week. I also want to get up here and tell you how absolutely grateful I am for this place. Mary and John, it's wonderful having new blood up here talking. Mary, thank you for thinking globally and acting locally. I mean, that's the way to do things. Great project, great participation. We'll be keeping plastic out of the landfills, all of that stuff. John, I think he went up to get ready for his talk, but he knows what the hell he's doing. Really cool. I think if you go there, you're gonna be in for a wonderful, wonderful talk. I truly do. I had one other thing that, I'm getting old is right. Okay, I'll think of it probably after I bring this back into Jillian's office. Mary?
Would you mention, please, that the idea came out of a suggestion box suggestion for the bag collection, and it went through resident council with approval?
Okay. Apparently, someone recommended that plastic bag thing to the resident council, and Mary picked it up as part of being on the council. Is that what you wanted me to say? Perfect. See, I followed directions perfectly there, folks. The window washers will be starting, I think tomorrow. I don't know if the rain today will change, but they're gonna start, it doesn't matter to anyone here because they're gonna start at Sunset Ridge. So they're not gonna be here anyway. Then they're gonna do the east building, and then they'll do the west. And hopefully by the time they get to the west, the tuck pointers will be done and there won't be as much dust and stuff floating around in the air. So,
So Duncan just mentioned something about there was so it was karaoke last Thursday and it was a success and there was a 4-year-old.
They won. The 4-year-old won.
The 4-year-old won. Oh.
what did he or she sing?
She's 20 months. She's 20 months. She's 20 months old.
20 months old and sang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Duncan, just so you know, 20 months old is a year and a half, not 4 years. What did you sing? Oh, come on. Duncan didn't sing? No Sam Cooke, no Otis Redding, nothing like that? They would. All right. When are you going to do it again? This Thursday again? All right. Come on down. Have some fun. Step outside your comfort zone a little bit and sing. Why not, right? Okay.
There's a long time we couldn't.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions on anything? Carol.
What about the yogurt machine?
Oh, the yogurt machine, the clear plastic cover that held the handle and kept the yogurt in the machine was cracked or broken. They ordered a new one. It's here. I believe you'll have yogurt tomorrow. But instead of yogurt, we're going to be serving bean sprouts. Right? You guys don't need yogurt. Okay, birthdays. Today is June 3rd. Lori, give your husband a birthday hug for us if you haven't already. Monty Lovick has a birthday. Our twins in 305 on June 6th, Susan and Sandra Rodness. Annette doesn't know this, but they're going to take over the library. Annette Erlinson has been doing the library, the decorating and the organizing and all that type of thing in the West Library. She's done an absolute fantastic job. Yep, thank you. Annette, you got a bigger hand than yogurt. That means you're doing a hell of a good job, or did. Thank you for everything, Annette. And we're looking forward to you maybe helping the twins with whatever they need help with. All right. On the 8th, Maggie Della Rocca and Mary Lee Larson. On the 9th, Arnie Scribman. And the rest will be next week. June 1st, Dean and I did them last week. Can't do anyone twice, you know that. All right. And I know what I wanted to say. Coffee Chats is on YouTube. And we always have kind of a marketing mindset. We've got vacant apartments, we need to rent them, this is a business, we don't have to sugarcoat any of that stuff, do we? Well, the number one way I feel to run our business successfully is to attract people like you folks that are attracted to activity, doing things that are civically minded, that are good for the planet, that are good for each other, all that stuff. And for people in the outside world, if they're just surfing and they get on YouTube and they start looking at Ridgepoint Coffee Chats and they see that, that is what we are. That is the essence of Ridgepoint, and it's really, really, really cool. So, John, Mary, thank you. And because John and Mary are new, it is a little fresh. It is nothing wrong. I do not in any way want to minimize people that have been participating and have been talking. We need you. We want that to continue. But we also want reinforcements and others to come along to help do all that stuff. We lost John Samuelson. He moved on. We need someone to take his place. And no one can take his place. But we need someone to fill a role that maybe John filled. So I think you all understand what I'm trying to say there, if I don't. Okay, now I'll step out of my comfort zone and sing happy birthday to every folk. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Have a good week, everybody, and many more.